Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're in an 8-4 Shadows over Innistrad draft. Let's get the preview pane up for you all. There you go. Okay, so the LSV pick would be Ongoing Investigation. Maybe that should just be the pick. Doesn't have to just be the LSV pick. There's also Tooth Collector, which is pretty good, and Stitched Mangler, which I like, but otherwise pretty weak pack, so I'm okay with taking Investigation. It's a powerful card. It is. The Exile. I mean, I don't like being kind of put into blue-green in pick one, and you're not necessarily playing green, but that green ability is so powerful. Gaining life and investigating just from having creatures in your yard really motivates you to want to be green. Well, you could follow up with Confirmed Suspicions. I think Reckless Scholar might just be the better pick. Lets you put creatures in your yard to investigate with, also make the card quality of your hand better. Confirmed Suspicions obviously has some cool value alongside Ongoing Investigation, but this card's not super popular. It could also just wheel. But let's take Reckless Scholar and see what happens. Well, Call the Bloodline is super strong. One of the better cards in the format, in my opinion. There's also Adjust the Wind and whatever, but I think we just got to take Call the Bloodline. You could splash for Call, or you could splash for the Ongoing Investigation ability. Either way is fine, but taking Call. Okay. Uvenwald Mysteries is very good. That kind of wants me to go back down the Ongoing Investigation path. Pacifist is also good. Probably just going to take Mysteries. This card is very good. And it's really good alongside Ongoing Investigation. They just so work hand in hand. I think we got to take that. Okay, I can actually take the Heirloom. If I'm ending up in green, which it looked like I am, I could definitely get some flip cards. There's also flip cards in blue. And otherwise, it's like Veteran Cathar, which probably won't work out for this deck. Howlpack Resurgence, same sort of thing. Thornhide Wolves, which is unexciting. It seems like just Neglected Heirloom's got the most upside. Tenacity's very good, but I think we want to be in probably these three colors. All right, Fleeting Memories. We could go for the blue-green mill deck. I don't really like that deck. I could also take Epitaph Golem. That lets you kind of draw your entire deck and make sure you don't die. I might maybe just want to go for Fleeting Memories, plan the Manic Scribe deck, and kind of show you the mill deck. I prefer to not do that in 8-4 because I don't think it's a very good deck. I don't think it's horrible. I've only played it once, to be honest. I thought it was fine. It's just you really don't get the board control that you really want out of a mill deck, which I think causes the problem. You just basically have to hope you can survive long enough to get their entire deck milled. But Fleeting Memory certainly seems like an okay pick here. Maybe we'll make it work. I'm not going to gun for the mill deck, but if we end up getting some Manic Scribes and stuff like that, I'm willing to give it a try. So we can take Traverse for the... Well, you can take it for the splash, Call the Bloodline. Otherwise, I'm just taking like an aim high. I think we just take the Traverse. Not giving up much here. So currently rocking one creature, which is not great. But like I said, Ongoing Investigation, Uvenwald Mysteries, and even the Fleeting Memories have some good synergies together here. So we can take the Niblis. I think it's the pick because it flies. So it actually pairs well with Ongoing Investigation. In general, though, not an insanely good card. Especially a deck that probably wants to be defensive. But, I mean, you need to be defensive and evasive, which is pretty difficult. We could just try and be offensive, too. I think green-blue is fine at that. But we're going to need some... We don't really have cards to be an aggressive deck, though, right? Like, Ongoing Investigation is a fine one, but we've got this Uvenwald Mysteries that kind of motivates us to want to play for the long game, you know, because you just reap so much value. So we really don't have anything here. I guess I could take Drownyard Temple. There's some cards that just have random cool synergies with it. Otherwise, I'm taking Root out for sideboard, but Temple might do something. Well, Watcher in the Web's a good card, so I'm happy to pick that up fairly late. This is a great defensive card. So, Stoic Builder, I guess has good synergy if you're milling yourself. Or like with Call the Bloodline, but I think we want the Press because it's got random Uvenwald Mysteries synergy and the Fleeting Memories. We will be needing some more creatures. This might actually just be a Furtive Homunculus pick. I don't really like this card. But we kind of want some more creatures, and this one having, like, you know, sometimes has evasion, could be good with the ongoing investigation. It's pretty rare that you actually get to evade in, which is kind of, I think early on most people thought that Furtive Homunculus was not particularly, or not Furtive Homunculus, but Skulk in general was not particularly good outside of the 1-power creatures. Seagraph Scab rather might have to be good enough for this deck. We'll see. Hopefully not. Okay, well, it seems like the most powerful card is Nearheath Chaplain. Moldgraph Scavenger is good if we can get ourselves Delirium. I'm not convinced we can. We could work towards it, but we really don't have a lot of self-mill at the moment, do we? I could just take the Silent Observer. It evades, it blocks well, which is 2 really good effects. It's also a Watcher in the Web, but it doesn't evade. And we wheeled it last time, we could wheel it again. Nearheath Chaplain's got to just be the strongest card here. I think we'll take the Silent Observer. I kind of like it for a deck like this. Like I said, it's kind of just like a brick wall that can randomly let you investigate if you have enough early, you know, defense on the ground. Basically, our deck is in desperate need of an actual plan to win. Well, there's Corrupted Gravestone, which is kind of cool with the cards we have, but I don't think it's the pick. Probably take this. Yeah, not even probably. I think we just want this Sleep Paralysis. If there's one thing blue-green suffers from, it's a lack of any sort of removal. So Sleep Paralysis being an actual hard piece of removal in blue is quite nice. Okay, so I feel like we're really not getting a great pick out of here. We can just take Deny Existence. It's playable. It's not great, but it's playable. There's Silver Strike and Inner Struggle and red and white, which are fine too. Guess we'll take the Deny Existence. So, kind of looks like we can get steamrolled right now. I need some more. I might take the Warped Landscape. Getting an actual Call the Bloodline fixer might be something this deck wants. I don't really care about Provisioner or Stoic Builder so much. It could also splash green or just not play green and go into white. Take the Dauntless Cathar. Blue-white again. Does seem like we're getting cut in green. Dauntless Cathar is really good. Alright, I'll take the Cathar. So we can take Woodland Stream to splash for ongoing investigation. That lets us continue maybe to take white cards if white is indeed open. Otherwise, I take a Devilthorn Fox, which is fairly replaceable. I'll take the Woodland Stream. Okay, now we're getting at least good blue cards here. Drownyard Explorer, which is like a wall that investigates, or Stitched Mangler, which taps something down. They're both fairly useful. I might value the Investigate more. Mangler's cheaper, Explorer blocks better, and investigates. I think we'll take the Investigator. Alright, I guess we can take the Watcher again. Well, Just the Wind's very good. And we could potentially discard it with the Reckless Scholar, so I guess we'll take it over Deterrence. We do actually have zombies in here. I guess not many, though, just the Scab. So we'll take the Just the Wind. So this deck is having some problems because we're getting cut in green. Alright, well, we got the Scavenger back. This is kind of strange. So people are playing probably green humans because we're not picking up human green cards and werewolves. But we're certainly getting cut in green, no doubt. We're making the blue work. So our deck needs a way to finish the opponent, right? That's basically all we're lacking at the moment. Some bomby finishers. Whether it be more evasion or something, but we just do not have a means of finishing opponents right now, which is going to be a big problem. Let's take the aggressive. Skeleton's got some good shenanigans, but Neonate turns on vampire decks can be really dangerous. It looks like no one's playing. Well, Ghostly Wings can bounce a creature in a pinch, but yeah, discard a lot of stuff for it. You got to play this and discard a card. I don't really like that. Seems pretty ghetto. But I think I'll take it anyway. Maybe we need it. I haven't played it yet, but it's a way to like get in some damage. I don't know. None of these are particularly good. Okay. So we're in a little bit of trouble. I mean, we're going to have enough cards to make a deck, so that's the good news. Bad news is I don't really like how it looks. It's not all coming together well. I think we are going to have to go green. It doesn't look like we can get Delirium easily, right? Not really. We do have instants and sorceries and creatures and stuff, but so we can take Solitary Hunter here just because we're really lacking like actual big threats, you know? There's Corpse Trawler, which puts a couple bodies out there. I don't really like the card in general. I like Hunter more. I obviously love Indulgent Aristocrat and Call the Bloodline, but I don't want to I could just splash a combo. Probably the best thing going on for my deck, to be honest, but especially with the mysteries and stuff. It's a little bit of a ambitious plan, I think. Let's just get some actual threats. I'm going to take the Hunter here. Currently, we can't even really splash the Call to Bloodline because I passed that Warped Landscape for a Dauntless Cathar. I thought maybe I'd be able to go into white, but after I picked the Cathar, there were just scraps left of white, so that didn't work out. Let's just take the Hunter. So now there's Scab, Observer, Catalog, Apparatus. Maybe just the Scab makes sense, but it doesn't really... Well, it kind of synergizes with Ongoing Investigation, but you don't want to exile it from your graveyard either. It also doesn't block well like Sound Observer, but it is an actual way to put people away, so I think we might need it. It can trade with things and then come back, which might be useful. We also seem like we're going to be able to draw a lot of cards. I think we're off the Fleeting Memories plan. I'm not going to mill my opponents out. I'm just not interested. I think we're going to just need some creatures. Take the Stitchwing Scab. People have told me I've undervalued this for a long time, so... Okay, well, Sage of Ancient Lore is good. We have a means to draw a lot of cards, too. Thraven Gargoyle is good with the Heirloom, and it's something to do early, but I might even be off Traverse. Traverse does let us splash call the Bloodline, I guess, but I don't know if I want to be that ambitious. Vessel's a way to turn on Delirium, but I may not want to worry about Delirium. I'd rather just... Let's just get some actual threats here. Like, Byway Courier is very good. It kind of goes along with our Uvenwald Mysteries plan quite well, since it lets you investigate when it dies, which means you basically get double investigate with Uvenwald Mysteries, which means 2 1/1s. Not that 2 1/1s is that good, but otherwise I'm taking Stitch Mangler here. I think we'll take the Courier. Let's get off the Call of Bloodline plan. Let's just start taking some actual cards that I think our deck wants to play. So we can take a second Drownyard Explorer. We're starting to get a bit 4-drop heavy, but otherwise I'm taking a Stormrider Spirit, which is another 5-drop, which we don't really need either. We'll take the Explorer. It's okay. There's a Cult of the Waxing Moon. We just don't have stuff that flips, really. We've got like one. Heirloom might not even be good enough for this deck. Probably not. Confront seems good. However, we're just so low on removal, we might just want the Rabid Bite. Like, our removal is currently Adjust the Wind, a Press for Answers, and a Sleep Paralysis. That's not enough. So we got a Rabid Bite so we can take out problems. All right, Solitary Hunter. Maybe Uninvited Geist. Hunter's much better, but just for curve purposes, we might need this guy. We've got so many 4-drops already. I think I got to take the 3-drop. I think Hunter's better, but we're just... All right, well, this is nice. This is a really nice late pickup. Let's maybe get out of the Thornhide Wolves, try and lower the curve of our deck a little bit here. Graph Mole's going to be great. I think we're going to be able to investigate quite a bit, so this is just a huge pickup for us. I'll take the Apparatus. Like I said, we're low on removal. I might not play the Neglected Heirloom. We do just have Uninvited Geist, Solitary Hunter, Sage. 3 cards that can flip. It's fine outside of that, but it doesn't exactly strike me as like the kind of deck that wants to play that. There's also Jace's Scrutiny, which has some Uvenwald Mystery synergy. It is a combat trick, however, not removal. But we're off Delirium. I'll probably take the Scrutiny, actually. I like being able to draw. Well, we get Apparatus anyway, or we could take the Catalog, but I think I'm going to take the Apparatus. Let's ditch the Heirloom plan, I think. Some people might still play it, but maybe I want to. We'll find out. We'll see. Invasive Surgery for sideboard. Geist Blast. Let's hate that. Pieces of the Puzzle. Hate it from a spells deck. Let someone have Chaplain's Blessing. Sure. All right, well, I guess the good news about this deck is there are some positive aspects here. Like, some positive aspects of this deck are, I think we have enough actual beef that we can win. I wish we had more evasion, but I think we have enough things where we can win. So that's the good news. The bad news is I'm not like super blown away by our deck. Maybe we do need the Neglected Heirloom just as like, probably do, just as an actual means to get a huge bomby piece of equipment at some point in the game with one of our 3 flip cards. Might just have to do that. So let's figure out things we want to cut here. I think I'm probably going to cut the Deny Existence from main deck because I want cards like this that investigate. We actually have investigate synergies in here, and I want to capitalize on them as much as I can, like Graph Mole, Uvenwald Mysteries, even Ongoing Investigation. I guess doesn't necessarily have synergy with Investigate, but Uvenwald Mysteries and Graph Mole certainly do. So we want to capitalize on those as much as we can. Let's ditch the Deny Existence for now, and then we just have to make one more cut. We could ditch a bad creature, but we're just not doing enough early, so I think I actually want the Seagraph Scab. What's our removal? Apparatus, Rabid Bite, Press, Just the Wind, Scrutiny, Sleep Paralysis. Maybe we can ditch the Apparatus. I prefer to keep my creature count at 15. That's like usually, you know, that's like the good number. Especially if we want to make sure ongoing investigation lets us exile. All right, let's ditch the apparatus. I think we'll do neglected heirloom. I don't think we've got a very good chance at all of ever flipping it. But if we do flip it, it's an actual, like, you know, it's so hard to deal with a flipped neglected heirloom that I think it's probably worth trying it. Overall, I think this deck is pretty poor. Not like horrible, but pretty poor. I don't feel very confident with it. So I'm going to give it a fairly low grade. I think we'll give it like a C-. I'll give it a 70%. That might be even being generous, but like there's some powerful cards in here. But overall, it's like we're setting up a wall and we just don't have a lot of ways to get in, which is going to be a problem. We have like a couple flyers, some skulk, but not much, you know. Some Stitchwing Scab is like one of our main win cons. Sage of Ancient Lore, yeah. I think we just don't have enough evasion, and we don't have enough removal. So, fairly weak deck, unfortunately, but did get some fixing, which is good. I don't think we have any Drownyard Temple synergies, right? Not really. Let's just... I don't think we do. Like it kind of... You can discard it to a Reckless Scholar and then bring it back onto the battlefield. I mean, that's maybe something. You can discard it to a Stitchwing Scab and then still bring it out. Our colors aren't that bad. Our colors are very easy, so I could, like, do it. Just because there's a way to, like, put it out on the battlefield if it gets, you know, discarded. That is a thing, maybe. But I think I'd rather just make sure we have good mana all the time and not even worry about it. If I do this, we should still see both 10-8. Okay. So yeah, 70% might even be generous. I might just want to give this deck a straight up D, like a 67%, 66%. Wish it was a little bit better, but that's all right. Can't always draft gas. Oh yeah, thanks for everybody tuning into the stream. Make sure you subscribe to my Twitch if you haven't already. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. I'd appreciate that. And be sure to like these videos. They really help me continue to pump them out at a regular pace and let people find them on the interwebs. So thank you so much, and we'll see you round one.